Now we are very close to the end of this process. We have the rank, but now it's time for you to discuss this with the executives, with the strategy management group, with the board, with your senior leadership team. And it's the time to really, okay, does this make sense, or there is something wrong here or right here that would change your mind and your perception? And this is exactly what we will do here. We are doing the balancing. And now, maybe there is a project that will go out here, that will have, I would say, that will be expelled here, or maybe, okay, let me just draw, maybe this that was expelled will come back here, the opposite. And this is what we'll call, and I don't like that, but it's true and it happens. It's called force in and force out. And what is a force in? Are projects that will be on the portfolio, regardless of their rank. I would say, I don't care about the rank. This project 11 will be done. Full stop. And this happens. And force out is the opposite. I don't care, even if the project is number 1, you will take it out. What is important for me now to explain to you when we talk about that is that, is force in and force out good? Not necessarily. 1 or 2 force ins, it's reasonable and it happens, okay, in real life. I did this, okay, many times in real life, and it happens because, we are in some ways creating a sophisticated mechanism, but it's a simplification of reality. We are giving scores, we are using the points. We may not be able to catch the small, tiny details that may entail all this process. So it's reasonable that, I would say, the CEO or the board saying, let's do it. Because maybe they have an information that you don't. However, if they put on these 15, 8 force in, and 7 force out, whoops, it's giving to you a clear, I would say, indication. Your process is not reflecting the reality. Your process must reflect the reality. So if you reach it out to a rank here that is absolutely different from what your executives expected, first, you need to understand, did something wrong happen here? Did something wrong happen this? People are not thinking this as a priority because maybe they highlighted this to you, but at the end, it's not true. Maybe these criteria are not the best ones out of the 10 or out of the 20 you may have. Maybe this relevance, comparative relevance, is not the best one. And maybe your own judgment of every single preliminary study is not reflecting the reality. So what I want you to learn here in real life, if you do this and everything changes when you are doing the portfolio balancing and doing this final decision, this fine-tuning on what projects you will do and what projects you will not do, and you change everything, it means everything here did not work properly. It may be here, it may be here, maybe here, maybe here, or here. But you need to be ultra mindful. Sometimes, for example, there are projects that receive a force in because they are regulatory, they are legal requirements. I don't care about net present value. I don't care about the benefit. Means If I don't do this project, I don't operate. It's just a legal requirement. I have no other choice but doing it. This is exactly what we need to understand. This is why sometimes forcing happens, force out happens too. But these are exceptional cases. These are not the rules at all, okay? If this becomes the rule, your process is not working. Or maybe your organization is a little bit lost on what is the strategic decision. And then you have a bigger problem than just doing this and coming with an idea and then they change it, everything. But there is one final thing I want to talk about force in and force out that is absolutely relevant to us now. Is that when you do that and the executive puts a force in or a force out, it becomes registered. And many times, people need to assume, because let's suppose you take this project here, 12, I'm just using as an example, ERP, and you say, let's do it, and put here a force in. Then, in the notes of this meeting, the balancing portfolio meeting, you'll say, okay, executive XYZ said and required a force in on the project of the ERP. So if 6 months down the road things go wrong, then you will be able to say, look, we still believe that this was not the best option, but it was an executive decision to do it. And the executive is fully responsible for the decision her or him made. And it's simple like that. And honestly, what happened every time you ask this, and it's very common and you need to be prepared. People try to, to shift here, to change here, to justify and bring this from 12 to 3 without doing a forcing. And you need just to be mature to not allow this to happen, okay? This is why the process I'm teaching you with this workshop is very, very clear. Because when you come here and things do not go the way you thought, then it will be a little bit hard for you to say, no, this is not my corporation. It will be hard for you to revert that. It's like, for example, if you are in a football game. And after the rules are established, and the rules are established before the game, it's very hard in the middle of the game saying, look, let's change the time of the game. Instead of 90 minutes, no, let's do 120. Maybe the other team, the opponent, will not agree with that. So this is why when you do this step by step, when it comes here, it's just calculation. This is pretty much calculation. This is just consequences of what people feel and which kind of criteria are you using and which priority are you giving. Everything else is pure and simple math.